Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. In today's video, we're going to dive into one of the new dynamic duos in the NBA between Trae Young and Dejounte Murray of the Atlanta Hawks. These two guys are two young and dynamic guards, and together in the backcourt, they can really complement each other. So in this video, we're going to take a look at their games and see what they can do to help each other out and succeed in Atlanta. So first, let's talk about Trae Young. In terms of stats, he averaged 28.4 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 9.7 assists, and was highly efficient in terms of shooting 51 from 2, 38 from 3, and 90.4 from the foul line. Now to talk about some more advanced stats. His assist percentage was 46.7%, a true shooting percentage of 60.3%, effective shooting percentage of 53.6%, and an assist to turnover ratio of 2.43. Trae Young is one of the most explosive and dynamic guards in the league. Now let's dive into his game a little bit. First and foremost, his ability to shoot the ball at an incredibly high and efficient rate is what makes him so special, especially for his size. He's able to create his own shot off the bounce and also be a highly effective and efficient catch and shoot threat. But first, his ability to score off the bounce from deep is one of the best in basketball, whether it's in the pick and roll, in transition, in ISO situations. He's able to put the ball on the ground, find space, maneuver and create space for himself, and really capitalize in these situations. But to touch upon his spot up ability a little bit, one skill that makes him exceptionally great at this is his ability to get his feet down. He's not rushed. He really finds open space on the perimeter that allows him to get his feet down, and this great foundation allows him to have such deep range, ability to shoot from very deep, stretch the defense, but we'll dive into more of that later. Now let's dive into his playmaking a little bit, averaging just under 10 assists per game at a league-leading 46.7% assist percentage. He is phenomenal at this. He does a great job in transition. He does a great job in the half court at just putting his teammates in situations and positions to make plays. Those first two clips, you saw him throw it ahead in transition. Now in the half court, you see him just allowing things to develop. He finds his open teammates, finds them cutting, finds them diving. Whether he gets stuck or not, he's very patient with the ball in his hands and doesn't rush to make these decisions. He makes smart plays, and he's able to pass with either hand. So as a passer, he's incredible, but his patience and IQ for the game is really what makes him special. But if there's one type of pass that I really want to dive into, is his lob throwing ability. Whether it's in the pick and roll with Capella or Collins, or whether it's DeAndre Hunter cutting, he does a great job at putting the ball in great places for his teammates to make plays at the rim. He's also very crafty with this pass in making the defense indecisive on whether he's shooting a floater or throwing the lob. Last thing I want to talk about with Trae Young is his defensive play. He is a really high IQ player, and this translates to the defensive end also, as he's really good off the ball. In these clips, you'll see that he's active in the gaps, active on the help side, at forcing turnovers, being in the passing lanes, being at the right place at the right time. His ability to do this, cause turnovers, wreak havoc as an off-ball defender can be huge for Atlanta moving forward, and the more he's able to make these types of plays, it can really help the Hawks out at this end of the floor that they struggled with this past season. Now let's dive into the newest Hawk, Dejounte Murray. Last season he averaged 21 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists, shooting 46 from the field, 50 from 2, 32.7 from 3, 79.4 from the free throw line, and averaged 2 steals a game. He really impacted both ends of the floor incredibly, and that was also seen in his advanced stats. As a rebounder, his defensive rebound percentage was 21.6, his player efficiency rating was 22.3, his assist percentage was 40.6, assist to turnover ratio of 3.48. Dejounte is a special talent at the guard position and can really impact both ends of the floor. So now let's dive into his game and see how he can help the Atlanta Hawks. First, let's talk about Dejounte as a playmaker and his unselfish style of play. You saw in his stats he averaged 3.5 assist to turnover ratio. He had a 40% assist percentage. He averaged 9 assists per game. He was 4th in the NBA in assists per game. This all stems from his ability to make the simple play. In these first couple of clips, you can see he makes that one pass away. He's not afraid to just make the simple plays consistently, giving his teammates easy opportunities to capitalize on. And then when it comes to playing with bigs, in the pick and roll, he's tremendous at throwing the pocket passes, you can see in these clips. And as a bigger guard, you can see that he's able to stretch the defense, throw from different angles, and really manipulate the defense with that great size and length. And as we'll talk about later, he's tremendous when he gets to the rim, so that also creates advantages for him. Now let's dive into one of the things that he has grown tremendously in. He might not be shooting the highest percentage from three, but he's grown more and more confident from beyond the arc. His ability to continue to grow and develop as a shooter and spacer will be huge in his projections and trajectory of his career, and this ability can definitely be used heavily within Atlanta's highly spaced, highly paced offense. As he continues to grow and get more comfortable with high volume from beyond the arc, the sky's the limit. But now let's talk about one of his strengths offensively, which is attacking in space. You can see in these clips in closeout situations, he's able to rip it and go to the rim. He's a great finisher with either hand, can finish through contact. He's a big guard that has great athleticism. He can finish above the rim, through people. He is not afraid when he gets in the paint. And another thing that makes him special is that he can really create his own shot. In the gray area, in the second level, he's able to be strong and physical with the ball in his hands, create and carve space with his shoulders, knock down floaters. But the one thing that I love about his game is his mid-range pull-up. He does a great job of getting his feet down off the bounce, great pickup, and elevates high over the outstretched arms of the defense. His ability to do this in Atlanta will really help, as he can play off of Trae Young, play off of Bogdanovich, and play off of their actions, pace, and space that they have shown throughout the previous seasons under Nate McMillan. And lastly, let's talk about Dejounte as a defender and how he can help Atlanta. Atlanta struggled at the defensive end, and somebody like Dejounte Murray can really impact at the point of attack. His size, length, and athleticism makes him versatile in switching 1 through 4, 1 through 5 possibly, and that ability on the perimeter is seen drastically. He is able to get up into the ball, apply pressure, be physical with anyone, get really into them, and provide a sense of pressure that the Hawks lacked last season. Their perimeter defense was lacking due to their personnel, but a guy like Dejounte can come in and really make an impact. In this last clip against Luka, he rides the whole possession, sitting in his stance, using his length, using his athleticism to stay in front, make a play, and force a tough 2 by Luka Doncic. So now let's dive into some things this duo can do together on the floor. Let's start by talking about the possibility of Trae being an off-ball threat. In Atlanta this past season, Trae had the ball in his hands a ton, but when it came to catch and shoot and spot up opportunities, he was in the 98th percentile, shooting just under 50%. Adding a guy like Dejounte Murray will allow Nate McMillan to create actions for Trae to move off the ball without the ball in his hands, allow less pressure on Trae to create shots for himself and his teammates, and allow him to just do what he's great at. He is a great shooter. He will have great opportunities playing off Dejounte due to his unselfishness and playmaking ability. To talk more about Dejounte as a playmaker for Trae Young, you can see in these clips Dejounte is great at getting paint on his own, whether it's pick and roll or isolation situations where he's able to get deep in the paint, play under control, play at his own pace, and this ability will really help Trae Young, as it will provide Trae Young opportunities to find space, move around on the perimeter, and knock down great shots from beyond the arc. Now let's talk about these two guys in transition together. They are tremendous already in transition in terms of their points per possession plus assists, but let's talk about Trae Young as the passer and Dejounte as the finisher. In these clips, you can see Trae Young is tremendous at throwing the ball ahead, allowing things to develop in front of him, and really making smart, under control decisions when it comes to throwing it ahead on the break. But then, on the other hand, Dejounte is incredible in transition. His great athletic ability, length, and size allows him to finish on the break and also run the floor at great speed, making it tough for defenses to get back, collapse, and prevent these easy opportunities. So these two in transition can be dynamic, explosive, and really fun to watch. I'm excited to see this unfold in real time this next season. This new dynamic backcourt for the Atlanta Hawks between Trae Young and Dejounte Murray can be exciting for years to come. Dejounte's 3-level scoring ability, playmaking, and defensive upside are going to be huge in Atlanta, and Trae Young has already solidified himself as a young star offensively and has improved throughout his career so far at the defensive end of the floor. This duo will help the Atlanta Hawks to have a long and successful future, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something about Trae Young and Dejounte Murray's games, and what to look forward to next season. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you in the next one.